The Prime Minister has tweeted a message to the world saying must look beyond global village and it's time to make global family a reality. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, a message that the Prime Minister has spoken of time and again, and he has now reiterated that with a message for the world coming after the conclusion of the G20 through his Twitter account. My colleague Kritsween joining us with that update.
Of course, here Pratibha is speaking of the third session and the third and the final session of G20 Summit, One Future. He says, shared my thoughts during session 3 of the G20 Summit. This session focused on the theme of One Future, emphasized on the need of the hour being to look beyond the idea of a global village and make the vision of global family a reality. So once again, pretty much speaking about the idea of a global family, that pretty much has been the theme, remember, as far as India's G20 presidency is concerned. A couple of other tweets which have been put out by him, simply having a GDP-centric approach is outdated. Speaking of India's vision, speaking of G20's vision, time has come to adopt a human-centric vision of progress. India has been making several efforts in this regard, particularly in the areas relating to data and technology. We must do whatever we can to use AI for socio-economic development. So these are the areas of discussion that perhaps surfaced during the third and the final session of the G20 during India's presidency, which is One Future.
Okay, all right. Kritsween, thank you for joining us with that update. It is, of course, extremely significant. It's a significant stride marked by strenuous negotiation and diplomacy by making references to Ukraine closely and also refraining from making any explicit reference to Russia in a softer approach. India called for peace in Ukraine and categorically stated in the declaration that this is not an era of war.
एक खुशखबरी मिली है हमारी टीम्स के हार्डवर्क से और आप सभी के सहयोग से नई दिल्ली G20 लीडर्स समिट डिक्लेरेशन पर सहमति बनी है कि इस लीडर्स डिक्लेरेशन को भी एडॉप्ट किया जाए। मैं इस डिक्लेरेशन को एडॉप्ट करने की घोषणा करता हूं।